Well, Chris, just sum that one up as another one that got away. Can you quite believe some of the chances that the team missed tonight?
No, I can't. So, I thought the team played well. I thought it's a poor goal to give away. I thought that we started well. As I said, I think we just talked about it there. You know, we could have been 1 or 2-0 up after the first 5 or 10 minutes, which would have given us a fabulous start. But we got rocked for 10 minutes after they scored. But for me, second half, counter-attack and maybe taking a chance or two, trying to get back into the game, which is our way of trying to get back into the game, which we have to. Left us a little bit open, but we've had enough. We've had enough final third, final penalty area, some fabulous chances. You know, everybody's seen it. It's not me. I'm not trying to spin anything and talk about we were something that we weren't. We've done enough. But we've only got ourselves to blame. It's not unlucky. It's the difference that decides games of football at the highest level that we're playing at, and it's not the first time. I'm not saying that we've had these chances against Man City, Chelsea, Liverpool, or anywhere else, but we've certainly had enough through the season to be on more than 1 point, and certainly today we shouldn't be going home. As the manager of Liverpool's put it, with 1 point after 10 games.
How worried are you by that theme? Yeah, fair enough, Liverpool, City and Chelsea, but against other teams that good chances are falling by the wayside.
This has got nobody else to blame apart from ourselves. So, you know, I'm chopping and changing to try and find the right combination. I think the combination of the team was good in terms of the way we played. Keep saying it, you know, the game wasn't decided from a tactical point of view. And people will look and go, shape or this, that and the other. We get the ball from one end to the other, how we play, and we did it well enough to win a game of football. So, concerned, of course, because, you know, the result for me got decided in our changing room because we didn't put West Brom to bed. And I don't think anybody have been surprised. The second half we'd have won it, if we'd have won it, you know, 2 or 3-1 with the amount of chances and opportunities we had. Nothing wrong, you know, people will look at everything and look at the attitude of the players. There ain't nothing wrong with the attitude of the players. There's nothing wrong with the condition of the players because they went right to the end. You've seen it. We were overpowering them at times. Nothing wrong with, in my opinion, the shape of it. It is just that bit that decides games, and maybe because of the position that we're in, affects the players when they get into those situations because all of a sudden people tighten up, and that is what for me has decided the game.
Do you have a preferred combination up front, or are you hoping somebody puts the hand up to warrant reselection?
Well, yeah, I mean, listen, it's, you know, we didn't have a preferred combination last season, and it got us into the situation we were. We had a settled back five. Yet again, we've had to change the team with Ethan being out and Keane coming back in, and it was a tough debut for him. I think that's the fifth choice. We've changed that position, which obviously tells a story. Fleck coming back into the team, I thought, yet again, was good, and Zander, so the balance of the team was okay. You know, our settled team, back five and midfield three, last year really picked itself, and there was combinations right the way through. There's combinations, and I still think there's combinations in there. So the balance of the play, you have to do something right in terms of playing the way you did to get those chances. But it's not all fallen to centre forwards as well. There's other players there that really should score and take that opportunity. We get people high up the pitch, we get people into great positions, but the quality and the composure that dictates and decides games wasn't there for us to dictate and decide the game.
Are you still confident that the team can claw their way out of this?
You know, I've got to look at the team performance, and I've got, you know, a lot of hurting players, as I keep saying, which they all do. We've got to finish 17th, so, you know, it's not negative, it's realistic. And I think, like I've said during the week, I think there's 12 clubs in this division that were before a ball's kicked. I think 17th is a good position. I don't think anything why we should change that that objective or situation being Sheffield United, and especially after the start that we've had, which is obviously not been good enough in terms of getting points. But I think the top and bottom of it is we've got to finish fourth bottom in it, haven't we? So stats will say to you, obviously off the back of our start, that it's going to be really difficult for you. But we've got to keep alive. We've got to keep in contact with the teams above. We've got to hope we can go and win 2 or 3 or 4 games on the bounce. There's always, which happened last year, I think Bournemouth were one team that went on an incredibly poor run. It's happened to us. It can happen to other teams, as you can understand in this division. Fixture lists and injuries and maybe a loss of form and a loss of confidence, a loss of belief, which happened to us. And you drag somebody into it, which we'll obviously try to. But the objective, and as I keep saying, I'm not being negative, is to finish 17th. And I think, from a personal point of view, if we finish 17th, this will be an incredible achievement by my football club at the state of play as we are in now. So nothing's decided yet. We've got to make sure, as I said, keep in contact. We've got to keep the players positive, and that will happen during the week. We've got to have another good week, which we've had done. We had a decent week in lead up to the West Ham. Nobody would have been shocked if we'd have beat them. Nobody would have been shocked if we'd have won today, but we haven't, and we have to accept that. But it's hard to take when everybody's give everything and really and a lot of the game is okay to good.
You've spoken before about confidence and where it might be at and whether it's wavering or what have you. I suppose if a team completely lacks confidence, they don't create any chances. So do you take something from that?
Well, absolutely. If we're lacking that sort of confidence and belief, and we've got no structure and the shape's poor, wherever we get done go in the Premier League, we get done 3 and 4-0, and we haven't. That's a fact. So that's something that we can hang on to. We're hanging on to little bits, little crumbs. Appreciate that comment that you've made, because I feel the same. The players feel the same. The coaching staff feel the same. They might not be that universal opinion by everybody that follows Sheffield United and our supporters, but
you will obviously perhaps sense their angst, I suppose, because you're one of them too. So you will be angsty about the situation you're in.
Take that responsibility on board. It's a huge privilege to manage this football club, as I've said, and I said to the players before. We've had, I remember stood here a couple of years ago, and we get beat 1-0. We win 1-0, sorry, and that game was ridiculously tight. We score a goal, and Dowley scores a goal, and they're a team that had dropped out the Premier League, and we were a team that come up through mid-table in League One, and we're trying to get out of the division. So, there's been plenty of people talk a lot of good things about the football team and the football club for quite a period, and so that doesn't affect me. It's not affecting the players' confidence in terms of the overall performance, but obviously the hardest bit, which is over there somewhere, and sticking the ball in the back of the net, which is everybody talks about the hardest bit in the game of football. It shouldn't have been that hard today because of how we played and what we created.
Just finally from me, on team news things, why did you opt for Brian maybe over and above Robinson, and is Ampadu going to be back and available for the next match?
I don't think Jack's done enough, really, so I made that decision. It's a position that's really hurting us, losing Jack, and obviously if I felt that was the best option of playing Jack, I would have played him. I thought Ethan did great last week, and obviously he was out injured, and as I said, I understand everybody looking at every part of the team, whether it's nonsense in terms of, because they will do, and you'll have all sorts of nonsense people talking about they're not playing for the shirt. That's nonsense, because you've seen it, and I won't allow it, and people have to trust me about that. The system, 22 chances. That's nothing to do with a system failure. And I've got to try to pick the right team, and that for me was the best team that I could pick. I get it; it'll be open to debate, but I'm on the inside. I'm I'm seeing it on a Monday to Friday, and seeing who's ready and who's confident, who I think should play. We wouldn't have changed it if Ethan had played, but that was the decision I made. But I don't think that decided the game. What decided the game was not at left centre half, was possibly 70, 80 yards up the pitch when we needed that calmness and that maturity to finish off some good chances that, in my opinion, would have given us a pretty comfortable win.
So,
cheers, Andy. Take care.
Thank you.